Tuesday, January 1st. Hopefully everybody is having a good start to 2019. Husband and I and family did not stay up to ring in the new year. We were tired, we went to bed. So I know I look kind of a hot mess, but I slept really well, back in my own bed. Oh, I always love being in my own bed after we've been away. I'm getting a late start. It's already 10 o'clock. I've kind of been up and around for a few minutes, but I just made my coffee. And it is 3 smart points. I'll get to that in a second. But first off, I want to say hello and welcome if you are new here. I've picked up quite a few new subscribers in the last few days. I noticed my subscriber numbers going up, and I mentioned to my husband, gee, I've picked up like 50 subscribers, which is more than I've picked up in the last month doing Vlogmas. And I said, I think somebody may have given me a shout out somewhere on their channel. Somebody may have promoted my channel on theirs. And I was watching Anita's video last night, and it was her. It was Anita at Chit Chat Patty Whack. So thank you so much, Anita. And if you're new here from Anita's channel or from anywhere, welcome. I'm Mindy. This is See Mindy Mom. And my channel is a potpourri channel, I call it, because it's, you know, daily vlogs. I talk about life with my kids. I'm a lifetime member of WW. I've lost about 25 pounds on that program, and I've kept it off. So I do lots of meal plans and grocery hauls, what I eat in a day, which is what I'm going to do today, and just, you know, a lot of chit-chatting about my life and our life here in the center of the country. So that's a little bit about me and a little welcome to you guys. Like I said, today I think I'm going to do a what I eat in a day. I know it's the new year, and a lot of people are going to be either recommitting to WW or just starting out, so I want to be able to get some content up for you guys and share with you what's going on with me in that arena. This morning I made my coffee, and it is 3 smart points. I've been making my version of a bulletproof coffee, which is basically a coffee that has fat in it. I start with half a tablespoon of Kerrygold butter. That is really good quality butter. Half a tablespoon. I actually measure that out on my scale. I measure a lot of things on my scale because I can be more precise, and actually it's easier. It doesn't dirty up all my teaspoons and measuring cups and stuff because I can measure it right on my plate or in my bowl or in my cup. So I start with half a tablespoon of Kerrygold butter. It's about 7 or 8 grams on my scale. And then I will add my syrups that I use. I use some sugar-free syrups right now. Today I used a little bit of the peppermint and a little bit of the white chocolate. It makes it taste kind of like an almond bark. And then I will put that into on my coffee maker and make my coffee. This morning I used a vanilla K-cup, and as the coffee brews and drips over the butter, it melts it. Then I will put it back on my scale and measure out 1.5 tablespoons of regular half and half, not fat-free, just regular half and half. I can have a little bit more than a tablespoon. I usually measure about 22 or 23 milliliters, which would be 1.5 tablespoons for 1 smart point. Then I will put it into my Ninja blender. I blended all that into my single serve Ninja cup, put it into my blender, mix it all up, make it real frothy, and then pour it into my coffee cup, and it is really rich and creamy and delicious. And a lot of times when I drink my coffee this way, I don't even need a very big breakfast, and sometimes I can even power through like an early lunch. But that's what I'm doing this morning. Since it's so late, I'm probably going to have this, and then I'll have like a really late breakfast or early lunch here in a little bit. So 3 smart points for my coffee. That's what I'm doing. I've got a lot of work to do around the house today. I need to take down Christmas. I need to do laundry. I need to put away a lot of the new stuff that we got for Christmas, but it's a great day to do that. It is 25 degrees outside right now, and it is probably not getting out of the freezing temperatures. It's probably lower than that when you account the wind chill, and it's going to be that way for the next few days. So these are good days to be in the house. Hopefully the kids don't fight all day. I'm gonna get my iPad going, catch up on my channels. I'll probably hop on the treadmill here in a little bit, get some exercise in since I'm not gonna go outside, and I will take you along for the day and show you what I'm eating and show you what I'm cooking today too. So welcome. Happy New Year. Okay, I'm back, everybody. Sorry for the weird lighting. I needed to take a break, and get dinner going in the crock pot, get this soup going in the crock pot. So what I am doing now, sorry for the noise, the children are playing upstairs, as children are wont to do. What I'm doing now is chopping some onions, about half an onion, a small onion, some carrots, and some celery, and I'm going to get this chicken and cauliflower soup going in the crock pot. And my inspiration for this was the Panera creamy chicken and wild rice soup. Has anybody had that? It's like one of my favorite things that they have at Panera. And so what I have in the crock pot is a chicken breast. It's a very large one. I got those at Costco, and I pretty much only use them for making like soups and crock pot recipes and stuff because they're not good for grilling. They're too thick. I don't worry about defrosting it. I cook stuff in the crock pot from frozen all the time. If you do that, just be aware of how much moisture you're putting in, because frozen meats, you know, will give off a little bit of moisture as they defrost while it's cooking. But I just have one very large, it's probably like a 12 or even 16 ounce chicken breast in there. I'm going to throw in some chopped onion. It's probably like a third, like a half a cup, maybe just half of a small onion. I have a couple of carrots I'm going to dice up, and a stalk of celery I'm going to dice up and throw in there. I'm going to put maybe a little bit of minced garlic in with it. I'll season it with just some salt and pepper, maybe a little like Italian seasoning. And then I will put some chicken broth in it, about 3 cups, and I will let that cook for most of the day. I'll probably put it on low for like 6 hours. And then about halfway through, I will add half a block of regular cream cheese, half a block of cream cheese. Regular cream cheese in the app, it's 2 smart points for a tablespoon. So 4 tablespoons is half a block, it's 9 smart points. And then at the end, like the last 30 minutes, I will add half a cup of heavy cream, which I still have in the fridge from Christmas Day cooking, and that would be 20 smart points. So I know that that sounds like a lot, but this soup doesn't have any fat in it until I add the cheese and the cream at the end, and that is really what makes it satiating, and it's what flavors it. So if I add the heavy cream and the cream cheese, the entire pot of soup will be 29 smart points, because carrot, celery, onion, 0. Chicken broth, 0. Chicken breast, 0. So the only points I'm adding are those fats, that dairy. So I am okay with this whole pot of soup being, 30 smart points. And especially, if it makes 6 bowls of soup, it would make 6 big bowls of soup. It would be, 5 smart points a bowl. I totally forgot to mention the cauliflower, you guys. The riced cauliflower is basically like the rice of this chicken and rice soup. So in addition to all the stuff I just mentioned, I will add at the very beginning, when I'm putting all the veggies and the chicken in and kind of getting it going with the seasonings, I will add a bag of the riced cauliflower. And so I just thought I'd pop on here and mention it. Okay, you guys, what I have here, sorry, the fan is going on the microwave over the stove because I've been busy in the kitchen. But what I have here is a little breakfast burrito I made up. This is one of these Fit and Active flatbreads. I got these at Aldi. They're 2 smart points. You can find wraps and tortillas that are only 1, like the LA Extreme Wellness wraps. I just didn't want to make a special trip for those, so that's 2. I have an egg that I beat with 2 tablespoons or so, like tablespoon and half tablespoon, 1 to 2 tablespoons of non-fat plain Greek yogurt. And I beat that all together. And the reason I do that is because I read somewhere a while back that the way to make fluffy scrambled eggs is to add sour cream. So I was doing that while I was doing keto, and I thought, I wonder when I switch back to Freestyle, this will work with Greek yogurt. So that's the way that I do it now. I have spread on my wrap 1 wedge of the Laughing Cow creamy queso fresco and chipotle. That's my favorite. It's 1 smart point. My egg is 0, the yogurt is 0. I threw in a little bit of spinach there. So this is a 3 smart point breakfast wrap, and I have been busy in the kitchen. You guys saw I got my soup going, my creamy chicken and cauliflower rice soup. I am browning up all of this hamburger that I bought from Costco yesterday, and then I'll put it in individual baggies and freeze it. And I also got my dad's taco soup going. It's basically everything that you see here. 3 cans of beans, your choice. I used cannellini beans, northern beans, pinto beans. I prefer to use navy beans instead of cannellini beans. They didn't have any. A can of Rotel, a can of hominy. It also calls for some corn. I usually throw in about a cup of frozen corn, and I didn't have any, so I'm not using it. I use about a tablespoon each of taco seasoning and ranch seasoning, or you could use 1 packet each if you want. There's a pound of 90-10 ground beef that I browned already in there, already browned. And then I put in a container, a 32-ounce container of broth. I used beef broth this time. And I'm just going to let that simmer on the stove all day long. It'll be delicious and yummy. And the only thing worth points in this is the hominy and the ground beef. And I think the ground beef, it's 15 smart points for 10 ounces of 90-10 ground beef cooked. And that's what it cooks down to from a pound. And the hominy, I think, is like 7 points for the entire can or something. 9 points maybe. I don't know. It's points. But those are the only points for the entire soup. So it comes out to like 4 or 5 smart points a bowl. And I don't mind adding the things that are worth points because I have so many 0-point starches in this because of the beans. So that's what I have going. I'm going to eat my breakfast. I'll probably, this is more like lunch, it's 11:30. I'll probably also try one of those Cara oranges and see how that is. But that's what I'm having, 3 smart points. I am just brewing myself a cup of tea. I love this tea from Celestial Seasonings. It's cinnamon apple spice herbal tea. It's caffeine free. I put 1 of those tea bags in there and then 1 bag of green tea. And I brewed 12 ounces of water. And I also put in 1 packet of stevia. So I'm going to let that steep and cool and sip on it while I take down the Christmas tree. Okay, you guys, I am all cleaned up. Got in the shower, washed my hair. I'm not putting on any makeup or anything today, but I am going to have a bowl of taco soup. It is actually like after 4. No, it's just now 4 o'clock. I'm on a weird eating schedule today. Sorry. It's just one of those winter vacation days. I drank my coffee. I ate my breakfast super late. I'm now having a snack. And instead of making like a 5 smart point snack, I would really like some of this soup that is already ready since I'm going to have the other soup tonight. So I'm going to have some taco soup. I'm not doing any chips or cheese with it. Just going to have 1 bowl, which is 5 smart points. So I think that brings me to 5, 6, 5, 8, 11 smart points for the day or something. I don't know. I'll add it all up at the end. Sorry. But I also wanted to hop on here and tell you that I miscalculated with the cauliflower soup. And I knew this wasn't right before. But half a brick of cream cheese, regular cream cheese, is 18 smart points. What I was doing was assuming that 1 ounce is a tablespoon. 1 ounce is 2 tablespoons. 1 tablespoon of cream cheese is 2 smart points. 1 ounce of cream cheese is 4 smart points. And 4 ounces of cream cheese is half a brick, which is what I plan to do. So what I plan to do is to use 3 ounces of cream cheese, which would be 6 tablespoons or 12 smart points. And I'm still going to use the heavy cream in that soup as well. And I'll show you how that all turns out later. And I know that sounds crazy, especially if you're new. A lot of people try to just really slim down their recipes and take out all the ingredients that have smart points. I don't do that anymore. I'm trying to not do as much like fat-free, reduced fat, especially with dairy. And especially during this soup season when everybody's like making 0 smart point or 1 smart point soups, it's just not, it's not good for my mindset because I'm thinking, oh, this is only 1 smart point. I can have 2 bowls. Well, that 2 bowls is going to cost me 600 or 700 calories. And then I wonder why I'm not losing weight. Well, it's because those veggies and those beans and that corn and all that stuff that's in the soup that I'm making, it's still caloric, you know, even if it's 0 smart points. So I try to be smart with it by adding other ingredients that give the dish flavor and that make it satisfying because it's got a little fat in it. So 1 bowl is delicious and 1 bowl is enough to satisfy. So that's just kind of my headspace where I am now with the cooking that I do and the recipes that I use. So you will see more of that kind of thing for me. I don't do a lot of like, oh, hey, here's a 1 smart point soup. Not that there's anything wrong with that. There are people who do that and it works for them. You know, where they find another way to track it where they're still able to create a caloric deficit and lose weight. But I want to let you know that adjustment on the soup. And I will talk more about that when it comes to dinner time. But for now, I'm going to sit down and play a game with the kids and enjoy a bowl of taco soup as a snack. It's a very soupy day. I guess I should rename my channel See Mindy Soup.
Mommy, we can't find buckets.
Okay, so here is what I have. I am having this creamy chicken and cauliflower rice soup that I made that I showed you guys today. And I made the entire pot is 32 smart points because the only thing worth points in this is the heavy cream and the cream cheese. So to serve 5, it would be 6 points per bowl. To serve 6, it would be 5 points per bowl. So I went with it's serving 6, and I figured out that a serving, because I weighed it all out, would be 10 ounces. So this is a 10-ounce serving. This is a pretty big bowl. And so it's 5 smart points for the soup, which I think stands on its own, but because I had the points and I thought it would be extra flavor, I added half an ounce of sharp cheddar cheese that I shredded. It's just regular sharp cheddar cheese for 2 points. And then I cooked 1 slice of center cut bacon in the microwave to crispy for 1 smart point. So it's 8 smart points for this delicious bowl of soup. Yummy. Okay, you guys, it's the end of the night and I'm going to have a pear for 0. And I was craving something sweet and warm, so I thought I would make some of this 100-calorie Better Oats maple and brown sugar oatmeal. It is 3 smart points per packet, and then I add a little bit of the Jordan Skinny Syrup. I have a flavor called brown sugar and cinnamon, and I put a couple teaspoons of that in it, and it is so good. So that's 3 smart points. So I believe I am ending the day on 22 smart points, which is not too shabby. Thanks for coming along with me. I'm sorry for the length on this one. I know it's longer than what I eat in a day normally are. I've got to get out of the habit of being so chatty. I think I got in that habit from Vlogmas. But also, I basically shared 2 recipes with you, 2 soup recipes. So I think that's what is accounting for a lot of the length. But thank you for coming along with me. Appreciate it. If you like this video, and subscribe if you haven't already. And I'll check in with you guys again real soon. Bye.